Welcome to the Resilient AF podcast. I'm Alex Fresh.
And I'm BennettKnows. We believe everything vibrates at a certain frequency, and we're here to raise the vibration.
You'll hear stories of resilience, manifestation, and what to do when you find that even resilience has a toll. Because the bitch is tired, honey.
Oh my God, there's a fucking spider in here.
What are you gonna do?
I just flicked it down, okay? Ew, it's running around.
Just get a napkin and pick it up and put it outside.
I don't have a napkin.
Use your hand. No, I would never use it.
It's a baby. So, hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's up with the big red truck?
I got my truck finally.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Chevy C10 and I got it in the divorce. It was mine anyways. I should have gotten it. But yeah, it's dope. I've been driving it since I got it back. It's so much fun.
I know that's right.
Okay, this is actually so fucking sad. So we've had the truck for 5 years. And ever since me and my second ex-husband broke up, Jax has had a hard time because they were very close. And when we broke up, Jax was at his dad's that weekend. And my ex failed to have a conversation with my son, which I think is highly irresponsible and a huge disservice to Jax's mental health because it just causes abandonment issues because they were insanely close. And ever since we broke up, the joy that I used to see Jax have and hear when he laughs and just his overall demeanor has been not the same since me and my ex broke up. And it's been really, really tough to see and watch. And it breaks my heart because really only one conversation needed to be had in order for Jax to not have abandonment issues. And like Jax doesn't even realize probably, or his nervous system doesn't even realize the abandonment issues that he is suffering from and going to in the future. It sucks. But when I got the truck back recently, I have not seen the joy on his face like that since me and my ex were together, which is fucking sad. But it just was crazy to see because he really has been almost a different kid in the past year. So when we got the truck, he perked up like I haven't seen for a while, and it was really nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
His face, his eyes, his smile, like I needed to see that. So
yeah, I can't believe that there wasn't any conversation because abandonment issues it's a real thing, you know?
It's for sure.
I feel like even to this day, like I need to work on a lot of abandonment issues that I've had, you know? And I could see myself reacting to just like different situations that have nothing to do with abandonment issues, but just because things are triggered.
Yep. Exactly.
You know? So
exactly. And like your nervous system and like your subconscious, people don't understand why they have reactions and triggers because of things that they've gone through. And this is exactly the type of situation. But I am glad that I am aware of it and I can teach him and talk to him about it because it wasn't like that when I was growing up. And I suffered from abandonment issues from my parents as well. But my ex was just such a big father figure in his life that I can't even believe that he wouldn't want to have a conversation with Jax. That blows my mind.
Unbelievable.
But I told Jax that he can have this truck when he turns 16, but he has to earn it. And it was cute because I love this truck, but the smile on his face and just having something like this to be able to work on and have and to look forward to is everything for me because he's such a good kid and like he does just a good job at like life. And he's just so compassionate and loving, caring, kind that I want to reward my kids if they're doing well. So, but when I told him, I was like, but you have to you have to earn it. And he's like, bet, what do I have to do to earn it? Like right away.
Yes.
And I was like, you got to get good grades and you have to do well in sports. And then I told him, I was like, but if your grades start slipping and you're not doing well, then I'm going to take it away. And he was like, okay, then how do I earn it back? Get your grades up and do well.
Right. Really just keep your grades up. Keep the grades up and you don't even have to worry.
He's a good person. But no, he's a good kid. So that was awesome to get this back. But yeah, besides that, man, I feel like I was out of the country for so long.
I know. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has. And actually, like right before I left, because I was supposed to leave on the 14th, but I didn't leave until a few days later because Jax had pneumonia and I didn't want to leave. And like, I didn't find out that he had pneumonia until like the day before I was supposed to leave. And he was very sick and I didn't want to leave him. So I postponed my trip a few days and that was actually very good for my mental health because I was a nervous wreck. But then I went and I had so much fun in Mexico And I'll talk about that during my peek and pit.
Yes.
It just seems like forever, and I'm just really actually glad to be home.
I feel it. After a long trip, like the one thing that you want is to like go home and get in bed. Your own, you know?
Exactly.
So welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's kick it off with our peaks and pits if you want to go.
Alrighty. So my peak this week is I guess I'm going on vacation. I think that's like the big peak that I have. I am leaving for Aruba tomorrow. I am so excited. The best beaches in the world. So
yes.
Excited for that. We have this like really nice Airbnb on the waterfront or on the beach.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
So excited. And like half of the group that I'm going with is already there. And they're like blowing up our phones and sending videos. So it's like, oh, we cannot wait to get out there and join them. I am a little nervous because it's my first time going out of the country like this. I've been on cruises that went out of the country, but I've never been through customs. I'm super excited, but I'm nervous.
You'll do great. And are you taking any weed?
Yes, bringing weed.
So, in customs, I know in Mexico at least, like when you go through customs, it's super easy. But I've traveled several times in Mexico this year. And when you go through customs, there's like this little checkpoint that everybody has to like click a button. And if it comes up green, then you can keep walking. If it comes up red, then they search everything. And I've never gotten red, but I do see people get red like every single time. So it is a common thing to get a red. And I do feel like if you did get searched with weed, that you would just get a fine.
Okay. I was just going to bring a pen.
Yeah, they won't know.
They won't even know. And
I had a bunch of pre-rolls on me, and they have dogs. And in Mexico, like they consider weed a narcotic. So this dog is smelling for bombs and narcotics, and he didn't stop me. So
talking about pre-rolls, we'll get to that later on in the show. But yeah, I'm super excited, a little nervous, but I definitely need this. The pit of my week. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was telling you about this the other day, but I guess I'll tell everyone about this. I went out the other night and I went to like a rum bar with a friend, and you know, I had one drink at the rum bar. I think I might have like 2 or 3 shots after that. Otherwise, I went to like a little get together and had a few beers. However, this is exactly why they say like make sure you eat and you know you get your nutrients and everything you need before you drink, because I didn't eat dinner that day and I don't know what's a better way to say throw up. Vomit. Yeah. I like vomited my brains out. It was insane. I literally vomited 10 times.
And that's so unlike you.
So unlike me. You know I'm a champ. I usually like hold it in, hold it together.
I'm like, maybe it could have been food poisoning or mixed with just like the different alcohols. What is it called? Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, never been sicker. So how did you have it?
I had liquor first.
So maybe it was food poisoning, or maybe that's a myth.
Let me tell you, I've never been sicker. And it was liquor before beer. I felt so bad. I'm like, hey, like, I'm just going to stay in the bathroom. And then, like, I guess they heard me. And they're like, are you okay?
That is the worst, dude. That is the worst. Like, when you're drunk and throwing up. But you don't throw up when you get drunk, you know? Like,
never.
So, yeah, it's really bizarre. That's why I feel like it's food poisoning. Because
the thing is, I didn't eat any food.
But it could have been something in the drink, too. Not like somebody drugged you, but like something like that was expired maybe in one of the drinks, something like that.
Oh, right.
That happened to me in Vegas where like I didn't eat anything and we went to the pool one day and I just had one drink. And I mean, I won't even get buzzed off of this drink, and it had like a bunch of like strawberries in it, and I was sicker than fuck that entire day.
Yeah.
So it could be something that was in the drink.
And I had like a fruity drink too. It was like really good, but maybe it could have been like something in the drink because oh my gosh, it was like out of nowhere.
Also though, you don't drink fruity drinks, like you drink tequila, you know?
Right.
So who knows? That sucks though.
Yeah. Stick to my own drinks, my own tequila. It was also a rum bar. So like, I don't know. Who knows what it is.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. And I will definitely, you know, on my trip, make sure that I eat before I drink and
get them carbs in.
Right, exactly. And then my friends were like, hey, you've been working out a lot. So like when you work out, your body really needs those carbs. So like maybe your body was just like craving carbs and was like, ooh, look at all this alcohol and beer. Let me like stick onto that. And like, that's what happened. But I'm alive. I made it through. And yeah.
When are you going to be back?
I am coming back on.
Well, I hope you have safe travels and have the best time of your life.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So my peak and pits.
We need all the tea. Did you get
my gosh.
koozie with the hot guys?
Let me start off with my pit, which was.
You didn't get in the pool with the hot guys.
Oh, no. But that's not my pit. I'll talk about that in a minute. My pit is on the way back from Mexico. I went to Tulum for almost 2 weeks. Half of it was just for me to relax by myself. And then the other half was to be part of this retreat, like I've talked about. And it was probably one of the most amazing weeks of my life. And I'll tell you a few stories about what I did. But my pit was on the way back. It was a really long flight. It was 6 hours, long as fuck. And okay, so I'm super allergic to cats, like severely. That's what my allergist told me, severely. That's the word that he used. Well, I was on an aisle row, and the person who was sitting in my row on the window side, by the window, had an emotional security cat, emotional, whatever the hell you call it. And I'm like, fuck. Oh, no. This is not good, because a cat doesn't even have to be around. If I walk into a house that has a cat, the cat doesn't even have to be home. Just bad allergies. And it's really quick. Like, it's very quick that it comes on. So when I saw her sit down, I'm like, fuck, I thought it was a dog at first. But then she pulled this motherfucking cat out.
She pulled it out? Aren't you supposed to leave it inside of the
cat? Was like in her lap the entire time. I put my blanket that I had over me like a tent. The entire flight.
Oh,
because I was trying to eliminate me having an allergy attack. So we're 4 hours into the flight, and okay, mind you, I'm supposed to be going out that night that I got back to one of my friend's birthday parties.
Mm-hmm.
I started feeling like shit with 2 hours left in the flight. And it felt like not an allergy attack. It felt more like I was getting sick, or like a bug or exhaustion or from the heat or something. But I couldn't even go out that night. Like, 2 hours, the last 2 hours of that flight were fucking miserable. I could not get comfortable. I could not like sit still because I was just so uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And then get off the flight, and I felt bad because I committed to several people to go with me to this birthday party, and I had to cancel. That's how shitty I felt. I go home, right? I go home, I take a quick shower, and I immediately go to bed. And that entire night, I'm just like sweating out whatever bug I had that I got on the plane, because I woke up a few times in the middle of the night and I'm just like drenched in sweat. And like, it's one of those times where you can't be without covers because you're going to be freezing and just feeling like shit. But then when you put the covers on, you feel like shit because you're too hot. And it's like instantly back and forth. So usually like me just putting a foot out will be okay. I couldn't even do that. If I put a foot out, it would be like so freezing. And so it was bad, but I sweated out because I felt better the next morning, but not like 100%. But my body does pass things really quickly and heals really quickly. So I don't know. I feel like it was just like one of those 24-hour bugs, but that shit sucked.
So like on the plane, you can't go anywhere. You can't like really move around.
Ooh, landed, had to go through customs, and get an Uber. It was just like the whole process takes so long, and I just wanted to be in my bed. But yeah, that was my pit. My peak, I have a lot of peaks because I had an amazing week. When I got to the retreat, I met a bunch of people. I only knew the host of it. And yeah, I met a lot of really great people. We had so much fun together. And my favorite part of the week though was going to a cenote. The place that I went to was out in the middle of the jungle, and it was hosted by this woman who actually moved there from Seattle, and it was a coincidence. So there's a lot of cenotes in Tulum and that area, but this one was one of the better ones. And so what she was saying was she moved there several years ago with her husband. They sold everything in Seattle, moved there, and bought this house in the jungle and tons of overgrowth. Well, they found that they had a cenote in their backyard. A cenote is basically like a cave. Wow. And because they had to like machete all this like overgrowth down, she was saying. And then they found out that they had this cave like right in their backyard. And so they just started clearing stuff out. And then how they found that it was a cenote was his mom died and he couldn't go see her before she died because he couldn't get on a plane that quickly or something. So, you know, he was feeling really sad and he went down to this cave and he was just meditating and talking to his ancestors and his guides for 8 hours. And then after 8 hours, it was like, there's these birds that are in the caves and they like protectors of the caves. There's like some sort of like bird. Mm-hmm. Showed him after 8 hours of being down there, this puddle that had a fish in it. And so he was like, wait a minute, this has to be connected to like a water system. Yeah. Because they didn't know there was water connected to it. So a cenote is like when there's salt water and fresh water on the top. And it just is like, and the Mayans used to, it was like a water supply for the Mayans, you know? And she was saying that it was created 66 million years ago from when a meteor hit the earth and when the dinosaurs went extinct. And when the meteor hit the earth and around Tulum, it like, the pieces that like shattered off of it created these cenotes and these caves around the area. Mm-hmm. And it was so freaking big that this cenote was big and it was fucking unbelievable. I'll post pictures of it, but I didn't even really know what to expect. But when you walk down to it, they renovated it. It looks beautiful. They have really pretty lighting. We did a sound bath healing for an hour. She has musicians that are sound healers with specific frequencies that are on her payroll, like that they work for her and they're there every day. And it was like, dude, how do I get that job?
Right.
Like, oh, it was magical beyond freaking belief. Got to swim in the cenote and it was so much fun. Went to the Mayan ruins, which if you don't know what that is, it's just like this area where the Mayans used to live and be. It wasn't even that big of an area. It basically looked just like white bricks and the buildings are kind of like falling apart, but there wasn't that many buildings and they're not big. So that's all it was. But it's just a very like sacred and ancient place to visit. And that was super fun. I went to Cozumel for a day. We sat at this beach club and just, yeah, it was just so much fun. Actually, the last night that I was there, me and two of the girls went out and we were going to just walk down a few houses to find where this house party was at because there's hella loud music. And we're like, yeah, let's go find this house party. Well, we didn't end up finding this house party. We couldn't figure out which house it was. So we just kept walking. And then there was Rue. If you guys know what Rue is, it's an all-inclusive resort around Mexico. And I was telling the girls, I'm like, we should go in there. We should try and get a drink, you know, like it's all inclusive, see if they will serve us. Well, they definitely did. They definitely knew we weren't staying there, but they didn't care. So we just hung there for a while and had free drinks and then went down by the ocean. And then on the way back, met two Alexes and hung out with them for a bit. So I didn't hang out with any boys at the pool. I didn't meet any boys, but the last night I met two boys named Alex. So there was three of us. I thought that was kind of cool. Yes.
Like resilient AF3.
Yep. They're from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah, that's what I got going on though. Those are my peaks and my pits.
All right. And how are you feeling now? Are you feeling like very refreshed?
I mean, I got back just like 2 days ago and I'm still not feeling the best. Like, I feel like I passed whatever I had very quickly within like 12 hours, but I'm still not 100%. I feel like I'm 80%.
Okay.
So both of our pits were that we were sick. How shitty is that?
I know. And I know there's a lot of people that are sick right now. I'm wearing masks because I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm catching anything before I go to Aruba. And if I do, I don't give a fuck. I'm still going.
Dude, that would suck. Getting sick before vacation or on vacation. Ooh, just wear a mask and eat your vitamins and your whole foods. Drink lots of water. Yes. And you'll be good.
Yay.
I'm excited for you though to get the vitamin D. It's hella hot down there right now.
I know, 98 degrees.
Anyway. So yeah.
What time is it?
It's time for Ask Alex.
Okay.
What is the question this week, Bennett?
The question this week is, what is your biggest turn off in the bedroom? So we talked about the turn-ons and, you know, things we like. God, I have something perfect for this. It's hilarious too, if you think about it. And like when it happens to you guys, you'll be like, okay, now I know what she means. So I realized that there's nothing worse like than when you're having sex and you say something and they're like, what? It's the word what? What? It's just like, don't make me repeat that shit. Like, it doesn't hit the same. Like, I'm for real. It doesn't sound as bad until it actually happens. So when it happens, when you say something or they say something and one of you says what, it's so fucking awkward. It kills the vibe. It literally, you go from like 100 to like,
And I realized it with this one guy that I had sex with. He literally like had a hard time hearing, I think. So he kept on saying what? And I'm like, dude, I'm done. We just stop. I'm fucking done. I'm not repeating myself again. God damn. One time is bad enough, but he kept doing it. I'm like, this motherfucker.
You know what? I'm leaving.
Yeah. What about you? What's the biggest turn off?
I think my biggest turn off is someone that's selfish in the bedroom, you know? So someone who only wants...
Who's a pillow princess?
What's a pillow princess?
Someone who just lays there and lets the other person do everything?
Right. Yes, I fucking hate pillow princesses because one, it's how could you be so selfish? And two, like, it's not fun unless we're both going at it and we're both pleasing each other, you know? Like,
exactly.
If you pillow princess a little bit and then like switch it up, you know?
Totally.
No, that is like the biggest turn off. And I definitely feel like by the end of my relationship, my ex was pillow princess.
Oh no.
So
I feel bad enough when like I'm not feeling well or I'm just very tired and I'm laying there for too long, which isn't even that long because I like to go back and forth, you know, like, and I feel bad even just in those times. I'm like, how the hell does someone just lay there and just like let the other person do everything? That's so boring.
Right. And there's legit people who will literally let you do everything and like not even care if you get off or not. So that's definitely
no, thank you.
My biggest turn off. It's like, we can't go back and forth at it, then.
Right? Then I don't want it. If it lacks passion, I don't want it.
Yeah. Don't be goofy. Bring the passion to the table.
Yes. That was a good one. What are your guys' turn offs in the bedroom? Hit us up on Instagram at ResilientAF3. Let us know. And maybe we'll repost it if it's good enough, funny enough.
Yeah. I would love to hear everybody's answers to all of our Ask Alexes.
Yes.
That'd be really cool.
Okay, so next, I really want to talk about the whole Nicki Minaj thing that happened last week. If y'all didn't hear, Nicki Minaj was arrested. She went to jail in, was it Amsterdam?
It was in Amsterdam.
For apparent weed that they found in her luggage. I have so many questions. My first question is, why did she even have it on her? Like, why did not someone from her team have it? Like, what? She was too comfortable. She doesn't care. I don't know. I'm just like, why risk it when you have a whole ass team around you who can? Why don't you just have someone on your payroll who just holds your weed for you? I don't really understand it.
The whole thing was caught on live. So
I saw that. She was fucking doing the whole thing.
The whole thing on live, and she said in the live, she was like, oh, like I already told you guys, like that's not my weed. That is like somebody on my team's weed. Like
her security guard took responsibility for it, but it was in her bag.
I don't know if it was her bag or her whole crew's bag.
Yeah, that's weird, but I feel like, okay, so she was talking a lot about how she thinks that people are just trying to like ruin her and her tour and her shows and they're jealous and all this. What do you think?
You know, I'm the biggest barb there is, and I definitely think that there might have been some like sabotage because legit the day before she announced that she's going back on tour in the United States when she comes back from Europe. So there's going to be a leg 2 to...
Isn't she exhausted? Like,
right?
She's a mom and she's a good mom at that. She's a wife and she's been on tour for a while now and she doesn't even get on stage till 11. Like,
every
isn't
night.
She exhausted?
She has to be.
Dude.
And she's like, I'm coming back to the United States for a whole nother tour after.
I mean, make the bag, girl, when you can.
Hell yeah. She's probably like, I'm going to get all this money. So she's like going to all the cities that she didn't go to on the first leg of the United States tour. So super exciting. But the next day, that's when she got arrested.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Imagine she got like, what is it called?
Incarcerated?
Brittany Griner.
Oh shit.
And like she couldn't come back.
Yeah, but that was Russia. And isn't weed legal in Amsterdam?
Right. That's why it's so surprising. Like, why is she getting charged for something that is legal? But I think,
is it legal? I mean, like, I don't know all the laws. Like, maybe it was how much they had.
She probably going around with like hella weed.
There had to have been pounds, like between her whole entire crew. There had to have been at least, I mean, a lot.
Possession of soft drugs.
But okay, so because I don't know the laws there. Like, I just thought weed was legal there. But is it not then?
Their lenient drug policy allows for the sale and consumption of soft drugs, such as weed, in designated coffee shops.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, actually, now that I think about it, you probably can't bring weed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
but someone took blame. Someone took the blame. So why did she get fucked with?
They still locked her up. And it's like,
maybe they wanted clout for their country or something, you know?
They wanted clout, or maybe, you know, there is a little sabotage. People want bad headlines surrounding the tour. It's been like really successful.
No press is bad press, though.
No, not at all.
I mean, this bitch, she gotta be making like $1 million every like she probably brings home $1 million every single show.
Right. And we seen her at the beginning of what, February?
Yeah.
It's May.
I mean, after paying everybody and after spending money on every business thing that you need, she's probably bringing home $1 million every fucking day.
Right.
And she has a show either every day or every other day.
And she's in Europe right now on a full tour. And then she's like, I'm coming back in September, guys.
I love Nicki.
I love her so much. I do believe that after this tour that she's going to disappear for a while. You know, she's like, I dropped an album. I did the world tour 3 times over. Like, I'm done. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she never has to fucking
work a day of her life.
Yeah, that would be a fun job though.
Hell yeah. I would love to do that. We should go on tour one day.
I do have to say though, I was kind of disappointed really with the vocals at the show. Like, cause she wasn't really even rapping. It was like she was only rapping like every few words.
It's okay. We rapped them for her.
It's fine. She's killing it. And I hope she continues to kill it on her tour, and I hope she doesn't get arrested and go to jail over weed anymore.
I know. Everyone was like, free Nicki Minaj. I know, yeah.
So, but the show was canceled that night. It got postponed until like June 3rd or something like that. June 4th. I don't know.
Right.
But that was the only day that they could redo it. So that's what she picked. And she comes through for her fans. Like,
right.
She doesn't fuck around.
At all. Yeah. I think that's the one thing that bothered her the most was like, she wasn't able to go to the show.
Yeah.
Everybody was in the auditorium, like waiting because they didn't cancel it until everyone was there.
Can you imagine when they actually go to that show? It's going to be a wild show.
Wild.
Like they're all going to be like, oh, what the fuck happened? We're here now, bitches.
Right. Like they're going to go 10 times harder because he was arrested in their hood, you know? So well, shout outs to Nicki Minaj. You know, we love Nicki.
Keep doing you, boo.
Yes. So until next week,
make sure you wear your SPF.
Yes. In Aruba, you have to get like a special like sunscreen because it can't like fuck with the like reefs out there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
special
sunscreen, and your boy does get burnt. So
lather it like every 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna have like such a nice tan. I cannot.
Yay. Yeah.
I wish I could bring you with me.
I know. Well, we'll go on a trip soon.
Yeah, in Mexico later.
I don't know if I want to go to Mexico again. Maybe somewhere else.
Okay.
And then we'll do the podcast live from there.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out.
All right. Well, hit us up if you have any ideas of something fun Bennett can do in Aruba. If you've been on Instagram, we are at ResilientAF3. You can also follow us individually. I'm at That Dreas.
I'm at BennettKnows. And yeah, if you want to be a special guest on the podcast, you know, me and Alex, we both shared our stories last week, and this week was Memorial Day weekend, but we're definitely going to have a guest moving forward. So if you want to share your resilient story, if you were inspired, or you want to join us, email us at resilientaf3@gmail.com.
Don't give us the whole story. Just, you know, some cliff notes about what it's about and why you think that you're resilient, and we will make it happen.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody needs to hear your story. Everybody's story is worth being heard because you just never know. There might be someone out there that's like currently going through something that you've been through.
Totally. I've heard people say like, I don't think I have a resilient story, but I feel like if you've gone through trauma and you're succeeding in life and you're trying to do better and you're aware, and I feel like you definitely have gone through something that is worthy of speaking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in again, and we love y'all.
We love you so much.
Safe travels, Bennett. I love you, and we will see y'all next week.
Alrighty. Bye.